with Dr. Chris.
On Channel Q.
All right, we're back. We got our question of the night up on our Loveline IG page. It's about the best perks of dating you. We want to hear your best narcissistic comments about yourself. I'll be telling you mine. I got a whole long list. But more importantly, we got Davey Havok with us in the house.
Hello.
So you are like OG Loveline. You were doing it longer than...
I've done it many times. I enjoy it very much. But I don't know that I get credit for OG. I mean, I wasn't on the TV.
The MTV.
I wasn't on the TV.
You missed out on that.
I watched it, though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
25-year legacy. I'm trying to not mess anything up. No pressure.
I think you're doing wonderful.
No pressure.
Aren't we both doing wonderful?
We are. I'm actually very proud of you.
It's already a riveting episode.
We can close now. We finished.
Thank you for coming.
So I want to tell the story how this happened because we still laugh about it. So we were having a meeting.
Yeah.
And we were talking about all the people that we have to have on the show. And producer Emmy was jumping up and down screaming, Davey Havok, Davey Havok.
Emmy, I didn't know. Thank you, Emmy.
And I said, guess what? I said, Davey goes to my gym.
He does every day.
I said, I watch him do lunges and crunches.
It's
and
true. Today I did
flies.
lunges.
Yeah.
Were you watching? I didn't see you.
I didn't go today.
Sneaky,
I'd give you a break.
back.
I'd give you a break from seeing my eyes.
Over there.
So I stormed over to Davey, and he was on the floor stretching, and like a total creeper, there I am standing over him, looking down.
It's true.
Made you pull your earbuds out, and you're like, yeah?
I thought I took the doctor's space. I thought I took his mat. I was doing some stretches, and he was standing over me. I'm like, oh, did I take your area? And he said, I'm Dr. Chris. And I said, don't you usually call? And there's an antibiotic, right? I mean...
Yes, someone sent me over, Davey. I've been sent over to
the
tell
lab
you
sent
need
you
to
over.
take an antibiotic. Please,
Say,
for all of us.
Don't worry, just take this little powder and it goes away.
But you were super friendly and you were super excited. And so
I'm so excited to be here again.
I
was thrilled to hear that you were doing it again. I think it's such an important show, and I think people really enjoy it, and it should exist, and I'm excited to be a part of it again. Thank you.
So the first thing that came up for me, big fan of your music, all of your different bands.
Thank you.
How do you have so much time and energy to focus on so many projects? Because your titles are vast, like author, you've dipped into fashion, music, acting, modeling. It just kind of goes on.
I mean, those are very loose and generous titles. Yes, I have been involved in all of those things. And it's really out of passion. I really enjoy doing and creating in all of those various fields of art. And because I love doing it, I just really make time to do it. I was talking to the beautiful Taylor earlier about, she asked what I'm up to, who is my manager, and she asked me what's been going on. And yeah, it's scheduling. For me, I write the novels in between music, and music generally takes the precedent and takes a lot of my time. So I'll be focusing on songwriting and tracking, and then when I'm not actively doing that, I'll work on the novels. If I have the opportunity to act, I love to take it. I mean, doing Broadway was one of the best experiences of my life. I've been trying to go back there, but famous people keep taking my roles.
Stupid famous people.
Gosh, I hate them.
They're the worst.
I hate you famous people. Why are you?
You have to get into a horror movie, though.
I don't like horror.
You don't? Why? I make that assumption about you.
I don't like
Is that an unfair stereotype?
I think, well, I also, the stereotype is so, when people say that to me, it's like, what about me is horrific?
It's not that you're horrific. David.
I mean, if we're looking at that,
it's quite the opposite. When we posted the comment that you're coming on, it was like, he's so dreamy.
Okay, great. Can I be
perfect?
Can I be in a dream movie? Yeah, I've never really enjoyed horror, or at least what people consider to be horror films. Classic horror films I love, like the silver screen era of horror. Like if you put a Dracula or a Curse of the Wolfman in front of me, or Creature from the Black Lagoon, I enjoy that very much. Or if you get into the Hitchcock, or if you look at something like The Hunger, which you can't go wrong with.
That's iconic.
With a vampire.
Okay, so you do you do an old school version of something.
I mean,
like a Friday the 13th revival.
Yeah, the slasher films.
Bummer.
I don't like horror films. I don't like gore porn. I prefer porn to gore porn, but I
appreciate that.
Not for me. I like Lynch. I like the Coen brothers.
Okay.
I mean, those are some of my favorites. Everything that Wes Anderson's done, for the most part, I really, really love. Those Harmony Korine, Sofia Coppola. I'll be in any of your films. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, wow, the bar got real high there. Like you were talking about, like the biggies. Like those are the
those are my. I mean,
epic,
those are my favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to have a walk on like one of those murder shows on Investigation Discovery.
Where I die.
That's all I want. Yeah.
You want to see me die already,
I was keeping
Chris?
it real basic and easy.
Shortly. Don't you want me back?
All right, we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, I want to talk about you're gonna be performing at DragCon.
So excited.
That is epic and
What
iconic.
an honor.
How
What an
does
honor.
that happen?
The internet, as a matter of fact, is how it happened.
All right, we're going to be talking about
internet.
DragCon and a whole lot more. You're listening to Loveline with Dr. Chris on the new channel Q and radio.com. For Mr. Havok. Joe, you're on with Dr. Chris and Davey Havok. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Hi, Joe.
Hello.
What's shaking?
Davey, first of all, big. Well,
Oh,
my
Joe,
big question is,
You're so distorted. You sound like an industrial band from the 90s.
Is this Front 242 calling?
Ogre.
no.
Okay. Oh, good.
Let me try. Davey, hi, big fan since I was probably 6 or 7 years old. But that's beside the point.
Thank you.
Being a resident of the Bay Area,
Yeah.
just curious, what do you miss most about living in the Bay Area, and what do you like about living in LA?
That's an interesting question. I mean, seeing as you sound like a Wax Trax song, the first thing that springs to mind
Blowing
was.
my mind with these references. You are taking me back to high school.
Well, I'm gonna take you back to the Bay Area. One thing that was
Wax Trax.
really delightful about the Bay Area that springs to mind right now was the nightlife scene there. Many years there was a time period where there were, I think, 4 to 5 dance nights a week that really played music to my direct tastes. You could be at Dark Sparkle on a Tuesday, and Bondage on a Wednesday, and Death Guild on a Monday, and Thursday at Shrine of Lilith, and there was Camera Obscura, and I used to DJ at a night called Shudder, and that was really, really a great time, and I do miss that. My friends up there are like family. I know that sounds trite, but it's true. So I often miss my friends and not getting to see them, but I do get to visit them often, and a lot of times they come down and visit me, which is wonderful. But really, more than anything, that's what I miss. I miss my friends and my family up there. And Los Angeles, things that I love about LA, I am very lucky to have also wonderful, wonderful friends and a great community down here that I really relate to and are very supportive. And artistically speaking, I've found Los Angeles to be more conducive to creation. I think that there are so many creatives in Los Angeles, more so artistically speaking, in the art world than there are in the Bay Area. And simply being in that environment, even if you're not directly engaging with those artists, it is inspirational because you can see and feel the creation that's going on around you. Not to mention that my collaborative partner, Jade Puget, who we make most of our music together. Yeah, Jade has been here for many, many years. And, as well, the art scene is just so thriving in Los Angeles. So if you're looking to go to an art show or see film or see, I mean, there's whether it's film or music or fine art, there's always something happening in Los Angeles to absorb and inspire you. I do enjoy both. So
Thanks so much,
I hope
Joe.
that answered that question, Joe.
Thank you, Davey. That was amazing.
Sure.
Well, hope you have a good rest of your interview.
Thank you so much, Joe.
All right, we got another call. We got Jeff on the line. Jeff, you're on with Davey Havok. What's going on? Hey, Jeff.
Jeff.
I was listening, and I heard that you may be performing at DragCon. How did that come to be?
So we were just speaking of that. They invited us. They
Oh my God!
they found me directly, and I was just honored to hear that they knew of my existence and asked me if I wanted to take part in DragCon in some way, and I didn't know how. And I said, please discuss with our management, and they decided that Black Audio would be a great fit for DragCon, which Jade and I agreed, and I'm just very, very thrilled and honored to be a part. I really, really look forward to it. It's a wonderful community.
Are you going to come out and see him?
That's amazing. And I have another question on top of that. Would you ever be down to break those heteronormative ideologies and do drag yourself?
Oh yeah, absolutely, no problem.
Have you watched his career?
The heteronormative
Davey has
ideologies
never cared.
have not really applied to me throughout my life.
Do a Google
so,
image search. He's good.
yeah, but to do it again, honestly, at this point, unless it were true drag, I wouldn't, just because it would be tired for me because I've done it so much. But if there were occasion and it were, it made sense. But as far as any sort of heteronormative pressures, those not worried about them. No one should be.
No toxic masculinity.
No one
here,
should
right?
be.
Thank you. Thank you for
Sure.
the
Thanks for your question.
Sure.
I love that. It'd be tired.
I love that. I mean, it would be for me at this point.
You're like RuPaul.
It's like, again,
You're late. You're late. Been there, done
I'm
that
just
already,
way
bro.
late. It would be. I'm too late.
That's amazing. I wish I could go. That'd be really cool to see.
Oh, you can't come.
I'm not coming out. No,
Shit.
but some of the other Channel Q peeps are going to be there recording live,
Oh, great.
broadcasting live.
Oh, great.
I don't get invited to things like that, Davey.
I'll bring you a wig.
Yeah.
Can I
thank
get
you.
wigs there? Probably, right?
You think?
You'd have to,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you have to.
Wigs, glitter.
I went
It's
and
a little intense.
I wanted to be Hedwig. I went to meet with the producers for Hedwig when they were on Broadway.
That's phenomenal. I
And
can
the
see you
meeting, let
killing
me
that.
tell you, was really great. David, one of the producers, is for real. He used to live in San Francisco, and he put on the off-Broadway version, and he worked with David Bowie, and he used to hang out in the park down by Haight Street and live there and live the life. It was really a really neat meeting.
And that's good music too.
Oh,
from
Hedwig
that show.
is fantastic. I never saw it off Broadway. I didn't know about it until the film had come out around the turn of the century. But for you queens out there, if you don't know it, go see that show.
That's right. All right, we're going to take a little break. We come back, we're going to talk about his social media. I have some questions about his social media.
Interesting.
I know. I like how he perks up. He's like, what?
Interesting.
That's right. And if you have questions, give us a call, 833-LOVE-001. You're listening to Loveline with Dr. Chris on the new Channel Q and radio.com. All right, we're back. And tonight we're with Mr. Davey Havok. And the phone lines are kind of going a little cuckoo, so we're going to just jump right in. We got Peter on the phone. Peter, you're on with Dr. Chris and Davey Havok. How's it going?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Hi, Peter.
Hi. Wow, this is amazing to get to be able to talk to you.
Oh, thanks, Peter.
Biggest fan.
Thanks for
This is
calling and
amazing.
making me feel special.
Yes. My question: you were talking about wanting to collaborate with specific directors, or for film or TV earlier, but your relationship with Jade and even collaborating with No Doubt members for Green Car. I'm wondering in the future, if there's any other artists that you wish you would like to connect with or collaborate with outside of who you've already collectively done so far?
I mean, I could ramble off lists forever that would sound like Robert Smith, Susie Sue, Rufus Du Sol, Billie Eilish. I saw her twice recently, and she was fantastic.
I want the Robert Smith and the Susie Sue.
Can we do that?
Yeah, please.
I mean,
even if the three of you did something, I think I'd fall over dead.
thank you, so would I.
I wouldn't even know how. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. if that happened.
So would I. David Tibet. I mean, I wouldn't fit in Dead Can Dance because I don't got the chops. But I mean, countless. There are countless artists. David Bowie. Can we bring him back, please? I miss you so much. Moz. People who don't collaborate.
I love that. I love that.
People who don't need me.
That's amazing.
And if I thought about it more, I really could go on and on and on. I'm such a fan of music. I mean, we just heard Mark Almond in the bed as we were coming back in. I just saw him perform pretty recently, and I've been a fan. And I just I go to shows very frequently, and I love music. So there are so many artists that inspired me. Nick Cave. I mean, I'm at everything Nick always does. No matter what city I'm in, I've seen him around the world. He, I feel, might be the greatest artist of our time. Certainly paralleled. He's one of the greatest artists of our time, in my opinion. I mean, his novels, his scores, his films, his lyrics. He released a book called the Sick Bag Song, which is essentially an epic poem, and it's beautiful. I really encourage you to read it. You could read it. It reads very, very quickly.
I'm not that familiar with his work, actually, so I'll have to.
Oh, we'll talk about Nick Cave.
Peter, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you,
question.
Peter. You know who I was telling about
Thank you
Nick
very
Cave
much.
the other day? It was Blackpink. Do you know who Blackpink is? Blackpink are K-pop sensations. I believe they. Did I tell you that,
I'm
Taylor?
missing out on something.
Blackpink and I had a dance party during Ariana Grande. Yes, their security were very concerned. And then
I'm not familiar.
and
The
then
Rock I'm under
Rosie
again.
and I sat down and I gave her a list of Nick Cave songs, which she seemed to care about. And we'll see, because she's Australian. Did you know that? No. Yes. Everyone is like, what? are you talking about?
I don't know some.
They're
names.
they're
So now
gigantic
we're
though.
rolling into
We
directions
saw
I'm
the
not familiar with.
Blackpink at I saw Blackpink at
Should that be on my list of people to see?
at Coachella. Oh, they're delightful. Yes,
Really?
yeah.
All right.
I had a
also,
great Coachella
also missed freaking
experience.
Coachella as well.
Gestafenstein.
I miss everything,
Was very
Davey.
great. But Rufus, I mean, you're busy. You're working.
I
You're,
am. I
You're
have
helping
clinical
people.
practice. I'm doing the radio
You're
show,
helping
but
people.
I got to party a little bit more. 2019, I promised myself less work, more fun, and I'm failing.
You would like the Gestafenstein.
Okay.
I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. If you like the wax tracks, you like the Gestafenstein.
yes.
His new record too has a lot of pop guests on it. The Weeknd.
Okay. You're gonna have to write it down because I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to type it in
Yeah,
my
I'll write it
Spotify
down.
very well.
Einstürzende Neubauten.
Sounds like I got a G.
You like
G.
Neubauten, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you're bringing me back and blowing my mind because,
Yeah,
like I said,
we were-
none of my friends know that era or that kind of music that live in LA, and so like I'm on my own in that world, and you're like blowing. My
I got
mind
you.
with
We'll
stuff.
we'll
Okay.
exchange information. I mean, we see each other at the gym every day.
We do. We're gonna just be doing
I
crunches
can
and
just show
lunges
you what I'm
together.
listening to.
I'll spot you.
Please, actually, I'll take you up on that.
Okay, we're gonna be-
I always
we're gonna be
feel
gym
awkward asking
partners.
for the spots.
It is an awkward thing, isn't it? There's
Yep.
like an odd boundary you cross when you ask them for something like that.
Yeah, you're
It's
interrupting
personal. It's
people.
very
It's a weird
vulnerable.
thing. It is very vulnerable. Yep.
Yeah. I'm touchy about that. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm good.
When people come in and spot you without asking.
Oh, the opposite. If someone's like, yo, can you spot me? I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I don't want to spot you.
Yeah.
Wow, you won't do it.
I'm sorry, I'm that guy. Yeah.
Man,
I'd
so
help
will you spot me?
I'll spot you.
No,
but
I'm
like stranger danger that I don't know, I'm gonna
I
stay
don't-
over on
yeah,
this side.
yeah.
I'm busy rocking out.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Friday I'm in love. Leave me alone.
Is that what you're listening to?
No, but
I'm
you know, I
always
was
curious
earlier.
to know what people listen to because everyone has their headsets on. No one's
Gym
listening
is
to the
specific,
EDM
though.
that's playing.
Gym music is very specific.
I
to me.
agree.
I can't
I
listen
mean, I think,
to just anything.
I think most people feel that way.
So
I
what's
listen to
yours?
very uncommon gym music.
Like what, Beyonce? Like what are you doing?
No, like Current 93 and Coil.
Really? At the gym?
Yeah. It creates this mindfulness
Okay.
to the workout where it really detaches you from the external world and really gets you focusing on the workout.
No, but that's great because it's really hard to do it at the gym we go to because it's a spectacle sometimes.
And it's a club. I mean, well, it's less of a club than Equinox, but it's definitely a cruise.
I had to leave at Equinox. That was too much for me.
Too much
And
club.
Crunch was like a really good middle ground.
Right.
And it's walkable.
You can
to
kinda
me.
work out.
Veggie Girls right there.
I've gone there my whole life.
Got that all hail the kale. Like, what's up?
Do you know how much sugar's in that?
Don't tell me that, Davey.
Isn't
You already
that-
took away.
I'm
Catholic
sorry to
gratitude.
ruin things for. I'm
Like you can only
sorry.
take so
I
much
keep
away
taking
from
food
me.
away from you.
But that was meaningful.
Stay at the Veggie Grill.
Okay, because the Catholic gratitude thing, meaningful. I got
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No blood sacrificing.
Well,
in
I mean,
my
your
world,
body
but
probably processes sugar wonderfully.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I like
It
to
looks
think
like
so
it
as well.
does.
Well,
So
thank
have
you.
that all kale as much as you
Thank you.
want.
Jeez, the
Veggie Girl's
sugar
like, we
police
hate
over
him.
here.
We hate him.
You guys didn't know, but
I
Dave's
was
my
just trying to
personal
help.
trainer.
I'm not trying to shame you.
It's my nutritionist.
I'm not trying to shame you.
All right, we got
I have
a
a sugar
caller.
problem, okay?
All right, we'll work on that one. We got Ulysses on the phone. Ulysses has a question about dating. Are you ready for this one? Ulysses, you're on with Davey Havok.
Ulysses.
Oh. All right. Well,
Oh, we lost Ulysses.
let's ask the question. So the question was about dating. I don't know what about dating, but what's going on with your dating?
What's going on with my dating? You know, I've never.
Dating, how about it?
I've never dated so much. I think there's probably maybe 2 or 3 people that, if they were listening to this, could call in and contest that I have. But I just didn't really grow up doing what is traditionally considered to be dating because I'm very uncomfortable with people and can't relate to them.
Okay.
So
So you would just relationship, or no, you wouldn't do any of the above?
I was in
Situationships.
2 very long-term relationships.
Okay.
And all of those, both of those came by like happenstance, if you will.
I don't know what to make of that, so I'm gonna just say, okay.
Okay.
I'll honor the privacy.
I
around
mean,
what
you're the
saying.
doctor.
Yeah, happenstance.
I think you do.
Well, if you're in you should be in my office. Happenstances have a lot of meanings.
I think you do know what to make of it, as
Oh,
a matter
shoot.
of fact.
Okay.
Doc.
Well, we're going to take a little break, and I'm going to sit with that. You're listening to Loveline. We're back, and we're with Mr. Davey Havok tonight. He's giving me all the little restaurant tips for Philadelphia because, sadly, I haven't been back to my hometown in a very long time.
When you go, there is a wonderful place to eat. It's called Charlie Was a Sinner.
Okay.
It's got a wonderful tone. There are Warhols in there, as
Really?
can be seen in Pittsburgh.
A Pittsburgh throwback. What a great segue. We have a question from Jeff.
Oh,
We got
is
Jeff
it?
on the phone. Jeff, you have a question for Mr. Havok, do you? Hey, Jeff.
Jeff, did you leave?
Jeff, I think I hear you, though.
Really? Do you hear Jeff?
I hear something in the background. I'll ask this question for him. Jeff was curious. So, Davey, when are you coming to Pittsburgh?
Well, Jeff and Doctor, I do not know. Unless, of course, I'm usually unaware of where the tours I'm on are going. Okay. So unless, of course, the AFI Gallagher Smashing Pumpkins tour is going to Pittsburgh, which it may be. Taylor, do you know that? We're going to check. Okay. The internet also knows the answer to this question.
I think Davey's also hypnotizing me with his cup.
Oh, yeah. Things are going to change. Just watch the cup.
You're like, your tone slowed down.
We're going to talk about threesomes.
The cup started swirling. I was having flashbacks to the movie Get Out,
and
the sunken place.
Tink, 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 tink.
Fivesomes too, Davey?
Fivesomes.
Promise? Do you promise?
We'll see what we can do.
It's like it's Christmas.
How many of us in here are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, this is going to be wild.
Can we turn the cameras off?
Keep the cameras off.
Sorry. So guess what? It is time to slide into the DMs.
Sliding into the DMs.
Sliding into the DMs is brought to you by our friends at Trojan Condoms because it's a big old sexy world and we want you to explore with confidence. Mr. Havok, are you ready? Or Dr. Havok, I should say.
Oh, I'm a doctor now?
You are.
Sworn in.
I'm swearing you in. Here we go. Hey, Dr. Chris. So my boyfriend and I have been together approximately 6 years. Things have slowed down a little in the bedroom. He said that he's tired due to his medical degree being very demanding. In the past, when I asked if he could see us marrying, he said yes, but not before we settled into life. 2 weeks ago, I was thinking we could spice things up in the bedroom and asked if we could consider bringing in another woman for a threesome. I thought he'd be excited and jump at the opportunity to sleep with another woman. He said no. And later asked why I was being distant. He said that, later I asked why he was being distant. He said that he was a bit disgusted that I would suggest a threesome. He said that he would never want to bring another person into the relationship.
Okay.
I asked him yesterday where we were headed, and he said he didn't know. Have I ruined my relationship?
The language disgusted is what made me react that intense way, because that is a very the choice of that term is a little unsettling, a little unnerving. Disgusted seems to imply moral questioning. However, perhaps your boyfriend, who are we talking to?
This woman's boyfriend. Name? We don't get names.
We don't get names.
Yeah, confidential.
Miss.
Ma'am.
Miss. For me, I would presume that though not articulated, that the boyfriend loves you and would not feel comfortable watching you have sex with someone else.
So did she ruin the relationship?
I mean, hopefully not.
Could you imagine if a relationship of 6 years ends over someone expressing a possible interest?
Hopefully not. I mean, the situation seems to be based on communication. We don't really know what he's feeling. That kind of makes it difficult when we're sliding into DMs and not having a live conversation.
That's right.
Doctor.
These kids these days will not pick up the phone.
I mean, we do not know truly what the boyfriend feels. Right. We do not know truly what she feels. Like, is she suggesting this because she feels she's giving him a treat? It sounds that way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm bringing you a present. Oh, no, I want to leave you, but I just want to bring you a present. He might be thinking, well, I think you just want to have sex with other people. It's difficult. So I would say, with my experience of
all your medical degrees,
all my medical school and training, that ask him why it makes him uncomfortable, and reassure him that if this is the case, reassure him that you love him and it's not about needing something that he can't give you, but if this was your goal, giving him something that he would enjoy and giving you both something that you feel could further your relationship.
Beautiful answer.
Rather than bring it back.
I co-sign on that.
Thanks, Doc.
Yeah, that's right. We got another one. Hey. Just
Hi.
a hey.
Hey.
So I listen to your podcast very often. Thank you. Your last post had me really thinking. I understand you should never freak out about what your significant other is liking on social media, but what if you find them requesting nudes and sexting with others? Where would you draw the line on that being acceptable, and is that considered cheating?
Is it considered cheating? Wow.
Oh, we got a response in the back here.
Wow.
Your manager is shaking her head no.
Yeah,
She's
it's
shutting
not.
It down.
It is not cheating.
Not cheating, but also not acceptable if they are choosing to be monogamous.
Exactly. That's it. Like,
Well,
it depends on the
exactly
terms of the relationship.
And you know what's interesting is too many couples don't have the conversation if they choose monogamy of what that even means.
Right.
And I'll say to some of my clients, well, what are the boundaries? And they'll say, well, he knows better. I'm like, oh, no,
he
please
doesn't.
don't play that game.
No.
Be vulnerable and intimate and talk about what those boundaries mean.
It's interesting with my lack of of relationships.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see how rarely people communicate within their relationships.
Right.
Generally, it seems to me out of fear.
Yeah.
For not wanting to lose the relationship, when I think a lot of the times it would be more beneficial to communicate how you truly feel and end the relationship early on before stakes get raised.
Beautiful.
So have that communication. In this instance, it sounds like the person who is written is not comfortable with the significant other having sex outside the relationship. That person is not cheated by requesting this, but the behavior is problematic and shows that they're looking for something more than is being given in that relationship or what they're receiving from that.
And on that
relationship.
topic, I have to imagine that you have a lot of people sliding into your DMs with all sorts of stuff.
I wouldn't know, to be honest.
Oh, that's right, because you're not running your social media, right?
Okay, well, that's not accurate.
Sorry. Okay, reeling that back in.
That's
you are
not
there.
accurate. The Davey,
attentive.
the Davey Havok stuff is me, but if you watch it, you'll see that it is a rare occurrence that there's something that there's a lot of activity going on there. And I have on occasion looked at the DMs, and it's just this row of daunting strangers. So I tend to
Stay out of it. Trust me. Take a lesson from me. I started digging in deep, and it's a whole lot. All right, we got Sliding to DMs is brought to you by Trojan Condoms, because it's a big old sexy world, and we want you to explore with confidence. We're gonna jump on the phones again.
Let's do it.
We got to piling up.
Live.
All right, who we have on phone? Oh, Jeff. You're on with Dr. Chris and Davey Havok.
Am I actually on here?
Jeff.
You are.
Hi, Davey Havok. This is Jeffrey Cromer from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Jeffrey.
I wanted to apologize for giving you the finger at your last Pittsburgh AFI show. I was just trying to get your attention.
Yes, this is great. Did I notice?
I don't know if you were. I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. You guys did Miss Murder, and then but I wasn't sure. But I just got another AFI tattoo last Saturday.
Thank you. The mixed
from
messages.
the Art of Drowning era.
The mixed messages.
It's a little come here, go away, right?
I had someone
we call that borderline.
I couldn't understand why a young lady was flipping me off at the last Black Audio show. I mean, I would have been flipping me off too. I was talking so much instead of singing, which is what I wanted to be doing. But anyways, I digress. Jeff, thank you for the permanent homage.
He's with you forever.
Yeah, my whole right arm is AFI.
Wow, that's a lot of AFI. Thank you.
I talked to you on Twitter one time and told you how you helped me through the loss of my parents, becoming an orphan, basically. And and the day it happened, all I wanted to do was listen to God Called In Sick today after the paramedics and everybody left. But yeah, that's kind of deep and to the right field. But I love you, man.
Man, thank you. Well, I mean, I appreciate that. You know, if something I made gave you some sort of comfort in that time, it's very difficult.
Yes, solace. You brought me solace on many nights. And I make music too, so maybe someday some sort of collab. Jeffrey Cromer in Pittsburgh.
Hey,
thanks, Jeff, so much for the call. You have an awesome night.
Thank you.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Nice talking to you.
But that's going to be really stunning, though, that you get to be a part of people's lives to that depth.
I mean, it's really shocking, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, it is to to have something I created have that sort of impact on someone, for people to be able to take what they need and have it affect them in a positive way is riveting and really gratifying.
We're at Davey Havok. We're going to take a little break. You're listening to Loveline with Dr. Chris on the new channel Q and radio.com. All right, we're back, and tonight we're hanging out with Mr. Havok. What's going on?
Doctor, just dancing.
Yeah, you are. You were getting down. It's like club night here tonight.
John,
what are you drinking?
I'm only dancing. Not whiskey.
I know, that's right.
Tea. I was concerned about the tea. It tasted like it had sugar in it, but it doesn't. Taylor confirmed, no sugar.
Oh, you don't do sugar?
I am on the wagon.
Okay.
To say that I never eat sugar would be untrue. I wish I could say I never eat sugar, but I will go for bouts of time.
That's what I do.
Staying off the sugar.
Changes your life.
It does.
I don't get colds. I don't get sick. My immune system's going strong.
Inflammatory.
And then you fall
down,
off, and I'm down.
And you're skinny.
That's right. Well, we're not going to get into that. But sick. I was just doing.
You don't
6 or 7.
You don't like a skinny.
No. We're just not getting into the body talk.
Oh, okay. We're not going to get into. we can do that for a long time.
All right, we're going to the phone lines.
We're healthy.
Yes. We got M on the phone. M's been waiting. Let's bring M on. M, what's
Hello,
going on?
M.
You're on with Davey Havok.
Hey, Dave and Dr. Chris.
What's going on?
Nice finding you both well.
Hi, Em.
Hi. I have 2 criminalities I wanted to levy at Davey, and you can field them as you please. Sound good?
Did you say criminality?
Criminalities.
Oh, okay. Hit me.
Okay, ready? All right. Firstly, it is criminal that you haven't done a what's in my closet or a wardrobe tour yet.
I just cleansed my closet. Okay, so do you want me to reply one at a time or both?
I guess I'll just throw two out in case you don't want to answer one or
Okay, thank
the
you.
other.
Hit me with the other.
And then in the similar sentiment of you wishing to know what others are listening to in the gym,
yeah,
I think it's also criminal that there's no way of seeing what you're listening to on Spotify, since I've got so many bands from you in your recommendations.
Well, I mean, that's really kind of you. I appreciate your interest in music that I like.
Set up a playlist.
You know,
playlist.
I'm a very private person. I always have been. It's a very difficult thing to me to exist anymore because I really grew up in a culture where people were, relatively private, and, intimacies and looks into people's private lives were only for the intimates and not for the public. So it is rare for me to want to unsolicited share anything about myself. Yet when we are on the air with the doc and we're talking about that, I will mention that I was listening to Coil in Current 93. Right. And so if you ask, I a lot of things I'll be happy to tell you. So to answer that question, yeah, of late I listened to proto-industrial and neo-folk. And as far as my closet goes, I actually did just get rid of about a third of my wardrobe, if not half, because unfortunately my closet is not as large as I'd like it to be. And I needed the space, so it was a difficult thing to part with. But I actually have no regrets. There isn't anything that so far that I've looked back and miss. But and in my closet would be something that I would at least be very fluent in discussing, because I have a shopping issue.
Do you really?
I was shopping I was out dancing last night, and I was sitting on a couch buying things.
You're that guy.
Yeah,
click.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
It's bad.
People think you're like flirting. You're like, no, I'm shopping.
I'm not talking to anyone. I'm talking to Andy Muhlmeister and Rick Owens. Hey, Rick.
Yeah, that's good stuff, though.
Right. So talk to me.
I'm a big Rick Owens fan, though. Yeah, it's the color story.
Oh, I'm actually not wearing any.
We're black and white twins, though. Like, we're literally.
It's shockingly not.
You can't see us, but me and Davey are literally both in black and white only. Oh, on what is it? You can say out loud.
We Are Channel Q live.
Oh, on the We Are Channel Q page, you can see us live right now.
Yes,
and you'll
you can
see that
us.
we are black and white twins. Although I'm a little more covered.
We are monochrome right now. Yep. Yes.
So thanks for your question.
I appreciate those
so much.
claims.
Thank you.
It's always interesting to see what people are interested in hearing about.
It is.
Like what percolates in their mind.
It's
so
wild.
For them, your music and your wardrobe. But I get it. I mean, those are really.
Those are the things I'm interested in as well. Music and wardrobes.
But that's what I saw on your
films.
Instagram. I mean, that's one of the things I noticed. It's a very well curated page with the
thanks.
colors and the shots.
Thank you.
And on your Twitter, Twitter's one of the first places I go to try to understand what people are thinking. And yours is very music specific. Yes. That's the kind way of saying it. I said music specific.
Yeah, it is
silent.
music. It is silent. Again, I also, as you can see, I don't have a difficulty expressing myself.
Right.
I will talk for a long time. So I also really go out of my way to regulate myself to not get caught up in, oversharing, which I could do and I don't want to do.
No, I noticed that in the interviews you've given, though, in print as well, is that you're very thoughtful with what you say and what you're thinking, and it's not extraneous.
I hope
it's very
so.
specific.
I try
it's
not
very
to be.
contained.
Oh,
yeah.
that's kind.
When we come back, I want to talk about some of the quotes that I pulled out, but they're all good.
On Channel Q.
All right, we are back. We're with Mr. Havok. I'm sorry, we're lost in food talk.
I was going to confess.
Wait, no, I need to hear this confession.
I was at Coachella and I was in the food area. I think it was maybe it was after Ariana things were closing, and I was going to get these delicious tacos that my friend Victor makes. He has a place in Koreatown, and Victor, oh God, you're gonna kill me. I can't remember the name. Oh, I think it's 86. I think it's called 86 or 1986.
Not familiar.
And the boys, they were wonderful. They make these vegan tacos that are mushroom based that are truly a 10 out of 10. I'm not exaggerating.
Okay.
They're wonderful. They were out of the mushroom pizza, so they're out of the mushroom tacos. So I stood in a line for Pizzanista, which is a vegan friendly pizza line. And when I got to the front of the line after an hour starving, they had two options. One was not vegan and the other one was macaroni and cheese pizza.
Vegan macaroni and cheese pizza?
Correct.
Oh, that's heaven. Oh, that's heaven.
It is something that in my adult life I would never
put together,
ever order.
Oh,
I was starving. I ordered it. I did it then 3 times over the course of 2 weekends.
I believe you.
It was delicious. It felt like the slice weighed about 7 pounds.
It's just a ball of dough, essentially.
It was
on top
so
of dough.
good. I mean, to me, that does not sound good, but what it translates to is like a baked macaroni on a pile of bread with marinara. I mean, yeah, but I'm thinking like Kraft and grape soda and Wonder Bread. You know, when you hear macaroni and cheese, I'm thinking like, this is just filthy.
No.
And it is, but it was not like that, and it was delicious. And I ate that macaroni and cheese pizza. I did.
I'm proud of
Doctor.
you. And you went back 2 more times. I'm
Thank
proud
you.
of you.
And then I just like beat myself down in the desert sun
We
doing squats.
we don't need to do that. We don't need to body shame ourselves.
Well, it's
for
not
enjoying
good for
food.
you. What we ate is not healthy. What we ate is not
Here
healthy.
I am
so
trying
it's
to uplift him and support him and just allowing himself some leeway, and he's got to go back and shame himself. We'll circle back. We'll talk about that at the gym.
I was raised
'cause
Catholic.
I'm your new
Give me a
personal
break.
trainer, so we'll talk about it. So can we get deep for a minute?
Okay.
Not that we haven't.
What
There's
is this?
plenty of time
The
for
sponsor is Trojans?
The sponsor's Trojans, yes, because it's a big old sexy world out there, and we want you to explore with confidence.
I'm confident now, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go deep.
So let's talk for a second. I'm one of those people, and weigh in on your thought about this before I even make the assumption. So what are your thoughts on the topic of the responsibility of people with a platform to use their platform in some kind of political transformative way? Are you one of those people that thinks, if you are in the media spotlight, do something meaningful?
I think do something meaningful. Certainly, if you're in the media. Well, it depends on what the media is. I mean, that was my first reaction. The responsibility. I think that people who have a responsibility are the people who are in the public light who have accepted that responsibility.
Okay.
With the exception of reaching a point where your pop saturation coming out of art in some format is so huge that you are looked to for those reasons by the majority of people.
Okay.
I mean, it seems that in modern culture today, people do look at huge sports celebrities and huge pop celebrities for guidance.
That's right.
Even though that wasn't their choice. So if I feel that at a point, if you fall into that category, I still don't think it's your responsibility because you didn't ask for it, but I think it would be great if you said something positive in that position. Okay. But as far as art in general, yes, say something true and say something honest and act towards something positive. But specifically, you're not. Say something. Please say something and do something.
Okay. But because not everyone even does that piece.
Yeah. Okay.
And
that's. That's subjective. That's not objective because you can take pop music for instance. On the surface, it's vacuous, but it does provide something. And even it's hard for me to relate a lot of the times because when I look at very basic concepts, to me, those concepts are so de rigueur, so obvious that they are vacuous. When in fact, I think. And pop music is testament to this, and pop culture and what people consume. I think a lot of people many people have different level of mindfulness and perception,
100%.
and so basic concepts are sometimes new to a lot of people.
And I love that because there, in the world I come from, there's high theory and low theory,
right.
And low theory has a beautiful value where some cartoons are a beautiful entry point for some people to really discuss important topics.
Exactly.
And I've sent some clients to watch some cartoons that in a really beautiful way can articulate things to people that can't understand a higher level of verbiage or perspective. And so I love that.
But so do I, and I have so much respect for those creators because oftentimes those are high theory people making low theory art. Not all the time. Sometimes
there's always those exceptions.
Sometimes
yes.
It's like why you're speaking from the heart.
And that came up in one of the interviews that you were talking about your book, where someone asked you something about, oh, well, it's fiction, and so are you really in there? And your response was something along the lines like, well, of course.
Yeah,
of course, I'm woven into everything.
Yeah, I can't help it. I can't. I wish I could. I wish I had the ability to separate myself and my identity and my perception from creation.
Why?
Because I could create more. When I try to, it's so difficult for me. I've tried to write with pop writers and pop artists, and it's hard for me. The reaction I remember. You remember Cruella?
Yeah, of course.
I went in with a writing session with them, and the two ladies and I went into a different quarter and wrote a top line over a piece of music. And
line being
the melody, the singing that you hear.
Okay.
So the melody and a scratch lyric, and to exhibit that melody. And I was trying so hard to write something pop sensible, and we each came back and sang a cappella our parts, and I sang mine, and they're like, oh my gosh, that was so good. It reminds me of The Cure. And I was like, man, I was trying to write something poppy. And they both sang theirs, which were so superior to mine. And I don't know. Yeah, so if I could separate what I've learned and who I am from things, it would open up the ability to create.
Yeah. It's just interesting because that's so much of yourself out there because of the books, the fashion, the clothing, the music. I mean, that's a lot of vulnerability.
It's a lot of me.
It's a lot of you.
Yeah, it's a lot of me, and I don't have a problem with that. Obviously, I enjoy it, or I wouldn't do it.
Right.
But all I was saying is that if I could separate that at times, not completely, I wouldn't want to separate it completely. That's not what I was saying. I would feel very strange about that, by no means. But if I could, in addition, write something from a different perspective, but our sense of identity drives everything we do.
Yeah,
of course.
And I can't imagine that level of vulnerability though, because I have a podcast, I have a radio show, I put 2 books out there, and so myself is in there. But you have such a long-standing legacy. I mean, it's quite impressive that you've been able to keep your career going for that length of time. Like, you see so many artists come and go, and I mean, just AFI has been around for
26, 7, 8.
Okay, I was gonna say 28.
Is it 28 years? Yeah, I think is it 28 years at this point, Taylor?
That's kind of,
I don't know. Oh, 28 years.
Well done, sir.
Yeah, 28. Thank you. I mean, I'm so grateful to be, and I say this oftentimes in interviews, but it's really genuine. I mean, to be sitting here with you and you wanting to talk to me, and to have people calling in and wanting to talk to me at this point about something, and to have some sort of impact on their life with things that I create that I would be creating anyway. Especially with the novels, I feel so lucky and privileged that people read my books.
Right.
They're reading them only because they like me.
That's right.
It's not, I'm not, they're not on TV. They're not being published by a big publisher. There's no movie connected to it. So they're reading a book, and people don't want to read a book. You know that, Doctor.
They do not read anymore.
No one wants to read a book at all.
Know that.
So to have
right.
anyone, let alone thousands of people, read something I wrote that is a novel length, so touching.
What do you attribute the longevity to? Do you have a working theory, or is it just that you keep producing what people want?
I don't know that I produce what people want.
Okay.
I mean, I think a lot goes into the longevity as far as AFI goes as a band. Honestly, all of us not participating in, the majority of us not participating in recreational drug use plays a lot into it. I think you'll see a lot of people falling to.
That's an interesting point. No one ever really talks about it in that way.
Well, when you get to the foundation,
sure.
Like that's something that brought us together in a very distinct way. To be clear, I mean, our drummer doesn't drink or do drugs, and wasn't straight edge and did recreationally, but never to an extent that it impacted his desire and drive and his ability and his performance, and he never ever would have let it do that. So that's very important. And those things not only affect your health and your performance, but they affect your relationships as well.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, there's twofold, which is why I live the way that I do, and that I believe in what I believe in. So when you bring it back to its roots, that begins a very strong foundation, and our artistic similarities in the lineup of who AFI is now and has been for as long as most people view AFI as being AFI. I mean, I could go on forever.
We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, it's your last chance to ask Davey Havok any questions. So give us a call, 833-LOVE-001. You're listening
with Dr. Chris
on Channel Q.
All right, we're back. We're hanging out with Davey Havok tonight. He's having the best night of his life.
I'm having the best night of my life.
He's giving me food recipes. I cannot wait to go home and make the avo rice.
They're very difficult.
I don't know if I can pull it off. Too many ingredients.
You just need a rice cooker.
It's going to be delicious. But we got a caller. We got Serena on the phone. Serena, you're on with Davey Havok. What's going on?
Nothing, just chilling with you guys.
All right. What do you got? So what do you want to ask Davey?
I want to ask you, Davey, when you come to Colorado, what is your favorite thing about us?
What the show? I mean, hands down, the audience in Colorado is vibrant. I mean, from the first time I ever played in Denver to the last time I played in Denver, which was very recently with Black Audio, the crowds have been very elevated every time. I don't like the air because the city is also very elevated, and I tend to crack on stage. So forgive me, Colorado, but really, really enjoy playing there.
And I enjoy seeing you. I've been to almost every one of your shows, AFI and Block Audio.
Wow, that's a lot. That's 28 years of shows. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to be 37, so it's easy.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have an awesome night.
I look up to you. You saved my life. I love you, Davey.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for calling. It's time for DMs, Davey. We had to go.
Let's get in them.
Not to cut it down. Oh, we got another call. I guess we
got another call. Okay,
we're gonna. Hey, you're on with Davey Havok, Dr. Chris. How are you? Hello.
Hello.
Aaron.
Hi.
Hi, Aaron.
I didn't know I was actually going to do this. Hi, how's it going?
I've been there, Aaron. But sometimes you just got to go through with it, or it's rude.
You got Davey waiting, Aaron. Come on.
Sorry.
No, Aaron, what's up?
First, love you.
Thank
Follow
you.
you on everything. See you all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've met you a couple times now, me and my wife. So
Thank you.
I have a question. You can answer. You don't have to answer.
Okay.
It could be personal. I don't know. Why did you black out your tattoos?
Oh, didn't like them. Always wanted black arms. That's it.
All that work just to cover it. Like,
well, I mean,
did you ever like it, or like it was a thing, and you're like, oh.
That's the case with any tattoos. It's all that work. It's all that work.
It's an evolution, like his music, right?
Yes, I've reached final form, and that final form is black.
And you can't go anywhere from there. I mean, that yeah.
I am the charred remnants of what once was.
Oh my God.
So are you going to black out everything then, or just those?
Everything. What else are you referring to?
Your chest piece, your legs.
Oh, no, I really enjoy my legs. My friend is actually going to black my daggers tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow. But I think the rest will... There's a couple pieces that I would like to be black, but not covered. So my daggers are going to remain. They're just going to become black.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you, guys.
Have an awesome night. All right, guess what? It's that time. We're going to be sliding into the DMs.
Sliding into the DMs.
Sliding into the DMs is brought to you by our friends at Trojan Condoms, because it's a big old sexy world, and we want you to explore with confidence. All right, Davey, are you ready? You got your doctor hat on?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
We wear hats?
Yes, we do.
Can we wear a scarf?
We can wear a scarf as well, buddy.
I got my Dr. Chinos on.
I'll wear my Dr. Jankos.
I got my Dr. Jankos.
Throwback. All right.
Fresh jab.
Dear Dr. Chris and Dr. Havok, I am one of the few whose husbands left his wife for me. We've been together over 3 years now, but I cannot seem to shake the guilt and shame I feel for being the other woman. What can I do to forgive myself, to forgive him and move on? I want to be with him for life, and I'm certain he feels the same, but going out in public in his town where people know everything, it's impossible. We keep our heads low, we try not to be seen, and we basically feel incarcerated here. We don't participate in community functions, rarely go out to eat. Wow. Is there any way to get over it and forgive myself and be confident again? Please help. That's heavy.
Doc.
This is you, boo.
What?
What do you recommend?
This is me?
Yeah.
Leave town.
Clean, simple exit.
Get out of town.
Davey's like, pack up and go.
Get out of town. I mean, it's, I have a hard time with self-forgiveness, and if I've done something that I didn't feel comfortable with in the first place. The fact that she feels guilt goes to show that she feels she has done something wrong. To assuage that guilt is a difficult thing. I mean, because the person that is shaming you is yourself. So, Doc, can you help?
Yes, I'm sorry.
When the person that's shaming her is herself. She obviously participated in something that she initially felt uncomfortable with, that she felt was...
I'll say this. Some people land in their relationship and find love through various means. I don't. Where did the question go? I want to just look at this really quickly. So the husband left his wife for you. I don't know what was going on. I want to hold space for the possibility that maybe the husband's in a toxic relationship.
That'd be great.
It'd be really great. Not every relationship.
Because then we could say to you like, well, he was miserable.
That's
the
right.
wife was miserable. He left a bad situation, and now he's in a good situation. So don't feel so bad.
Because when you say you're in a small town where everyone knows everything, I don't know how small of a rural town you're in, and maybe you actually do need to move because you've been together for over 3 years, and if the town you're living in, you're still getting held accountable to that. But right, if it's your own internal sense of shame, you got to go to therapy. Like that's a couple's therapy issue.
Right. I mean,
if you're a couple and you guys are not having confidence in being out in the world together, that's got to be impacting you as a couple.
Right. And I think she mentioned the us at some point in that where he is uncomfortable as well. I mean, they're both mutually deciding to keep their heads down.
Couples
so
therapy.
they both feel this shame, and shame is a very caustic emotion.
It's one of the most toxic emotions we can have.
It will give you cancer.
That's right.
Like meat and dairy.
Right.
Loveline with Davey Havok.
I like you getting that little, pro vegan plug in there.
I'll
well
be
done,
here all
sir.
night.
Well done.
You're on weekend. I'm not.
All right, we got
no weekends for me, doctor.
Oh my God. Oh no, we got a caller. Okay.
No weekends for animals in the
phone,
factory farms either, doc.
That's right. There's no peace for those screaming voices.
That's right.
Dina, you're on with Davey Havok. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What do you want to ask Davey?
I just wanted to ask you. First of all, I'm freaking out right now. Wow.
Deep breaths, Dina. I think the first girl I ever had a crush on when I was too young to have a crush on anyone was named Dina.
Dina, what city was this? Could this
Rochester, New York.
Dina, are you from Rochester by any chance?
Dina.
Could this be Dina?
I'm from Michigan.
I assure you this Dina has 17 children who might be calling in themselves, but not my children. I was too young.
Dina,
I was too young.
All right. So what's your question, Dina? I thought we might be reuniting you with the original Dina, Davey. I'm kind of bummed out, but here we are.
It might have been Gina. Go on, Dina. I think it was Gina.
So who is the messiest person you know?
The messiest person I know? Messy.
Yeah. Are you messy?
No, I'm actually not messy. I like to keep a tight ship, as the sailors say. Messiest person I know. To be honest, I think mess comes. You become aware of people's messes when you live with them, and I do not live with people. Sure. Luckily, the people that I have lived with have either been innately clean or had the fear of my wrath instilled upon them if they would leave their food.
Wow, and there it is, Dina.
I'm a wrathful person.
Dina, we gotta go. Say goodbye to Davey. Deep breaths.
Bye. Thank you so much for answering my question.
You're welcome, Dina.
All right, Davey, thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for having me, Doc. It was great to be back.
DMs is presented by Trojan Condoms. It's a big old sexy world, so we want you all to explore with confidence.
I know you do.
We're going to have you back on again.
I'd love to be back.
Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll be back Monday. So that's right. It's Thursday. Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have an awesome weekend. We'll see you later.
Loveline
with Dr. Chris
on Channel Q.
I'm so